Welcome to the HVAC Diaries. Another week, another HVAC vlog brought to you by New Calgon. Did you guys have another excellent week? I hope so. I have decided to ditch the microphones for this part of the vlog because last time it did not work out very well. So anyway, I like to use it for the voiceovers, but not for this part of the vlog. I don't know why I keep telling you guys this stuff. Anyway, our week had a lot of catering treks this week. The first one was a service call where they've got a walk-in cooler on this catering truck that was getting too cold. It was freezing all of their products and they were like, oh, it's getting too cold. So we went to deal with that.
Oh no, everything's so frosty.
We also spent a day replacing a condensing unit on another catering truck, actually for the same company, but different trucks. The third catering truck I was not involved with because I went to do my own day that day, but my dad and my brother changed a noisy motor on a catering truck. So the day that I went solo, I spent the day at the metal foundry doing HVAC maintenance on a bunch of different equipment. And once again, while I'm solo, I take videos of everything. So I got lots to show you there. We also got to work at a South African store, a little shop that sells treats and stuff like that. We took a look at his display cooler. And lastly, we did a site visit for someone who is potentially moving into a new building and they want to know the feasibility of building a walk-in cooler in there. And I attended a high school career fair for girls. So if you're ready for some HVAC adventures, let's go. Our week started off pretty slow. I thought I was going to spend a bunch of time in the office, which I was unhappy about. Welcome to our storage locker. This week we are installing a walk-in cooler on a catering truck, and I'm just looking for some 5/8 pipe. I'm sure we have some either here or over here. We actually don't have any 5/8 in this stuff. We have naked 5/8, which is actually really what we wanted because we want to cover it with black Armaflex insulation and not this white stuff. So we would have taken this white stuff off anyway and put black Armaflex. Where's a piece of, oh, here's a piece of Armaflex. Something like this. Anyway, so I'll take this. But then we were called to that catering truck that was getting too cold. So we made a stop to our supplier on our way to grab a new temperature controller, because that's usually what it would be if it's making too cold. And we arrived. They were on a movie set there. All right, so over here we're freezing products. It's too cold. Oh, so nice. When they called us, they shut this thing down because it was just cooling and cooling and cooling. So here's the condensing unit on this truck, this jumble of wires. And I love these keep right units because they've got like an actual parts list right on front. They always do that for their units and I freaking love it. Cheese. Okay, so here is our old temperature controller or thermostat. It is showing -34 for a walk-in cooler. That's Celsius. So we're gonna replace the thermostat and kind of hope that the temperature sensor is okay because the temperature sensor is in such a tricky spot. We'd really prefer not to replace it if we don't need to. So we're gonna start with that. Unfortunately, I left my other camera at home, so you get this view. Okay, the temperature controller has been replaced with the old sensor, so we've kept the old sensor in place. Just gotta make sure you wire it properly. This is the new one compared to the old one. But when we fired it up, it gave us a sensor error right away, immediately, which sucks.
Where's gonna be the best way to take that?
Just trying to figure out how we're gonna run a new sensor, because that's coming from above somewhere. All right, I'm doing some investigating. Oh, you can't even, there's not even a penetration on the roof. All right, you guys, we found a penetration. Here, check it out. This is totally fine. I might have to shimmy myself in there. We'll see. The sensor's right in there. The question is it loose enough to pull or not? Oh, yes it is. So we attached the new sensor to the old sensor and I started pulling it really gently as far as I could. Just kept pulling and pulling. Dad was on the other side watching from his side. Pulling, pulling, pulling. But unfortunately it didn't work. We got snagged by electrical tape. It just wouldn't go through that hole. Oh no, it's stuck. Yeah. So we had to try a second plan. We're gonna go from above. Look at this hook we're using. It's on this long stick. I try to fit underneath here, but my shoulders just don't go underneath. And I panicked. So, all right, we're getting there. We've got the join right there. We're stuck where the tape joins those two. It's not going through that hole. Oh, he's trying to steal my thing. So we were able to pull that join to us and undo it. Whoever made this join, it was so big. Yeah, it was very uncomfortable where I was. But yeah, they had wire nuts and everything in there. Like, obviously that's not going to go through a hole. So we pulled that all apart and we did our own connection. Dad's pulling it through now. Yes! Yes, you got it!
It's not quite through yet.
Woohoo! We pulled our joint right into the room and decided to make our connection to the sensor on the inside of the box instead of outside like they did. All right, you can take this old sensor if you want to. Maybe get her out of here. So I'll take that. This guy.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, I am not using those.
When you're done with the wire stripper, how much can I pull that wire?
Quite a lot. But maybe give me a sec.
Oh, okay.
Snap. Oh, come on, snap, snap. There you go. Go in here. Snap. So usually we wouldn't join a sensor like this because the wires are so tiny, but this sensor just doesn't reach, so we're kind of left without a choice. Okay, we're just wiring the new sensor into the controller. All right. Moment of truth. Yay, now we have a proper temperature display. Keep in mind we've been handling that sensor, so it's a bit warm. This mushroom knob is busted, so I'm stuck in here forever. At least I have food. Just kidding, I really want to get out. Crap, don't panic. Oh, yes. No worries. They were serving lunch when we were leaving, so they offered for us to stay. So we did. The flashing light outside means that they're rolling, that you cannot enter. And they always have the best washrooms on these sites. I love these porta potty restrooms. Yes. The next catering truck lives at the guy's house in a very pretty part of town with lots of trees and stuff. Keep in mind, these guys work on a lot of movie sets, so when we arrived, Trevor showed me this, and apparently it's from the night of at the museum. Oh. Ooh, it's kind of creepy.
Oh, there's a flower in there. Cool. Okay.
Here's our new condensing unit, all beautiful and shiny. That's the old one. Just gonna start bringing all of our supplies and equipment over to get started. Get all the electrical pulled out. We had a bit of a tough time with these rusty bolts. We were actually worried they were gonna snap, but luckily they did not. Got some WD-40 on them, and then eventually I went underneath and got her done.
Okay, that one's done. Okay. Done.
Got that old unit out of there.
Got it?
He's carried like that.
And here is scrap metal. We got some shiny new bolts to hold her in place. And then the fun begins.
So put the perma wrap on, put a zap strap on. Now they're two together.
Beautiful.
Got the new electrical done, and also the new solenoid coil wiring, which is this.
It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful. And of course, a leak test. And unfortunately, we found one right on the flare there. Trevor redid that flare.
There you go.
You can do that?
You can see it.
And we want to leak test again, but this time we're going to use our bubbles instead of our digital sniffer.
Test.
Give that a little dousing. We still had a couple of bubbles, so we decided to use some of these flare-tight fittings on that flare. Adding some more soapy bubbles. And we have no bubbles this time. But to make extra sure, we brought out the sniffer and just ran over the whole system again, just to make sure. This time we were clear.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
I love how the whole truck is just on this one little power thing. And we are in business, baby. Look at that. Cool, cool, cooling. Music to our ears. When we first opened up the box to this condensing unit, I was marveling at how pretty these little access fittings were. I was like, wow, that's so nice, but look how difficult it is. It's so tricky to get our gauges off and to even just to put the thumb caps back on. There's like no space just where we have this unit. And we're done. Isn't she pretty? Yes. Okay, this is my solo day, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Thanks, Charles. All right, before I head on my way, I'm just gonna open my Jobber app and pull up my customer here. One thing I love about this app is that when you pull a customer, you can pull up a map for directions. I use my Google Maps every time I go anywhere. So you just have to click on the address and then open in Google Maps. And voila! That's my way. And go. I have a 15-minute drive.
Head south toward Canoe Avenue.
Let's go!
On my way, I always video this bridge. When I arrive, just gotta put my Visi vest on and then go and sign in at the front desk. Then I drive slowly and carefully through the plant. So I've just arrived at my job site. I'm here at the metal foundry. I don't really know if you can see that, but it's out there. I will be here for most of the day. I am taking care of 2 train rooftop units on a really, really tall building right here. And then I've got 3 ductless mini splits to take care of inside of their metal testing lab, which is really cool. And then I've got 5 carrier rooftop units to take care of for their administration building. So, got lots to do. Oh, and I also have to do a little check on 2 air dryers, like literally a visual check. So, let's go. I left this in the vlog because it shows how silly I can be sometimes. I thought I was saving some time by tying my stuff up before taking the rope up to the top of the roof, but then I realized that doesn't work. Yeah, what an idiot. So I had to undo my knot, carry the rope up to the top of the roof, throw it down to myself, and then redo everything. But then I didn't realize it had bunched up under my arm when I took it up the ladder. So it got stuck this far down. Really? Really? Come on. It made me so hot. I had to get rid of some layers again. Too much. All right. Between that ladder and pulling that rope, it's not exhausting at all. You guys have seen me run through this many times, just doing my regular filter changes and checks. And then I came across this V-belt. Oh dear. Luckily, the maintenance office had one of these for me, so I didn't have to go and grab one from the supplier.
Looky, looky.
Perfect. Turn that off. Get her changed. I really like the train system with their V-belts. They've got this little lock nut and system, which is awesome. And we are back in business. This is the first air dryer that I have to check. And she's looking good. Then I walk over to the metal testing lab. This is where they've got all the different kinds of metals where they test them. I wanted to show one to you, but I didn't realize they were in pairs, so I didn't want to touch them. They got a few ductless splits in this office. There's 3 of them. I just go into this testing lab to use their sink and wash the washable filters out. There's a ductless split in this room as well. Here's the second air dryer that I check. This is a Kaiser air dryer, and it's in its own little room. Alright, I didn't bring much in the way of lunch, but I did bring some chicken broth! Oh my goodness, I actually made this yesterday. It's like a warm hug from your best friend on a cold day. Alright, back to work. I've got this one last roof with those 5 units. They're all the same 5 carrier units. Usually start with this guy first. Okay, I'm literally gonna do the same thing to that unit, and to that unit, and that one, and then I'm out of here. There's really nothing to report on these units, except one unit I found another V-belt. Got another V-belt situation. I found a spare in another unit. No. Obviously way too big. So I went and checked my truck to see if I had one of those there. No luck on the V-belt situation, so I'm gonna have to go and grab one quickly. It's like the last thing I have to do at this place. It's gonna add on an extra an hour. That's fine. Alrighty, what a smart girl I am. I bought one and a spare. So that next time I'll just have one right there. Alright, let's go. Alrighty. There we go. Isn't she beautiful? Yes, she is. And a spare for another time. Actually, I'm gonna put that over here instead. All right, That's a wrap. Time to go home. The sunshine has been nice. That guy chopping wood over there is not. I'll sign myself out and look at that dirty face. Then we got to work at one of my favorite places, the South African shop, just in Port Moody, where we get all of our treats. He's got a display cooler that he has his biltong in, and if you're unfamiliar with biltong, it's basically, like in a really basic way, meat jerky. But it's much better than that. Anyway, he bought this display cooler kind of with a bit of a leak already in it, which is really unfortunate. Because it's a propane fridge, we go back there pretty much every year and top it up just a little bit because it leaks out. And we have attempted to repair the leak, but it seems like we were unsuccessful because of dissimilar metals that we had to join. Anyway, so we get to go and see him once a year. Obviously, we visit this place a lot more than that because we come here to get our delicious treats. We always have really good chats when we come here. We love the owner. Paid some bills this week. And then I went to the Seroptimist's Dream It Be It event, which is a career fair for high school aged girls. There's a bunch of different women representing a bunch of different kinds of occupations. I was obviously there representing HVAC or skilled trades in general. I was right beside an electrician, which was awesome. And I got to speak to so many different girls about my career in HVAC and how much I loved it. The turnout was so awesome, and I had a lovely time. I've been working with this glove supplier for the last, 3 years, maybe even longer. They keep sending me the most perfect gloves. I love working with these gloves. Like, genuinely, I love them because they fit me so well, and I can do my job, like, pretty much anything with my gloves on. It's very rare that I have to take them off. Like, if I have to peel a sticker or a label or something, then I'll take them off. But in general, I can do everything with my gloves on. And they sent me a box of gloves, various sizes, from extra small, which is the ones I use, to extra large, which are huge. They sent me a box to give away at CMPX in Toronto in March. So if you're going to be at CMPX, come and see me because you will be in the know about these gloves. I only have a limited number that he sent me. A lot, but it's limited. But pretty excited about that. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the HVAC Diaries HVAC vlog. I really enjoy how each week is sort of like a theme. Last week was refrigeration. The week before was pretty HVAC heavy. This week is catering trucks. Anyway, thanks for coming along. See you next time. And stop shaking. Yeah. Beautiful. Those are freaking beautiful. Okay. Which one? Yeah. Nothing, I just can't. I just need more mobility. I feel stuck. This jacket is not good for working in. Okay, I gotta get these 4 into a wire nut.
It's like a fucking dog that won't stop barking.
A crow? Thanks for joining me on this episode of the